Hi, this is Pat with Right Channel Radios, and today I'm excited to go over the new radio from the President George. This is a unique radio in that it does standard AM CB, FM, and SSB. Also, President has added a host of new features to this radio, some that we're really excited about, including CTC, SS codes. This thing has weather, emergency channels, channel scanning, skip scanning, dual watch, all the things. So we're excited about this. Let's go ahead. First, we're going to unbox this radio, see everything that is inside, and then we'll talk about the specific functions. Open this guy up. Here we go. Again, this is the President George FCC. This is the stateside model. And here, go ahead and see, open up the box. We of course have the manual and the sticker. The manual will be downloaded onto our website. So if you're on the President George page, you'll be able to get a digital version of the manual as well. Let's open up the little side box here. Get this stuff off to the side. Okay, so in here, we of course have the radio mounting bracket. You can see that this bracket has a few different holes in it, so you can adjust the angle of the George. It is a stout radio. Okay, this is just our standard accessory bag. We have a microphone clip in here, radio knobs, and that looks like an additional fuse. Some other parts in there. Here's the standard President microphone. This is the standard President 6-pin microphone. It has the channel buttons on top, down and up, and this is the standard mic that they've been using on their 6-pin radios for quite a while. Let's go ahead and get this organized here. 3-pin power cord. Again, standard 3-pin power cord. Comes with most all full-size CB radios. Here is the radio itself. Definitely feeling nice and substantial in the hand. This is obviously a full-size radio. Man, big heatsink on the back of the radio. It looks like, of course, we have our SO239 connection where you attach your PL259 connection. There we have a Vox port, PA port, external speaker, and then of course a spot for your 3-pin power plug. Looks like this radio has a nice chrome, kind of chrome faceplate around the outside. And then looking on the screen, yeah, really nice large display, and then quite a few buttons, making it, obviously this is primarily a digital radio, but you get kind of the tactile functions in there as well. You got your clarifier here, volume and squelch up here, so volume and then squelch on the outside, and then of course your channel button, and then also the channel button is what you use to press in to control the RF power on the radio as well. So this is the President George. So we have the radio here, power plug with fuse, the mic, the accessory bag. Again, this is just mounting screws, radio knobs, and microphone clip, all the basic things, and then the radio bracket, manual, and then of course a nice President sticker. I guess I didn't need the knife after all for that. Let's take a closer look at the features of the radio. All right, so here we got the President George powered up, and we're just going to go through mode by mode, or rather button by button, function by function, to show you guys how this radio works. So starting on the left-hand side here, first off, here is the USB port. Again, it's a 5-volt, 2.1 amp port. This is pretty nice. If you guys have an older vehicle that might not have a USB, there's a nice fast charging port for it, so you can plug in your phone, headphones, other accessories, things like that, which is very handy. Okay, first button on the bottom left is mode. So this is how we switch it between AM, FM, upper sideband, and lower sideband functions there. Also up in top left, you have, of course, your volume knob and then your squelch knob. Right now you can see it's on automatic squelch. Once I turn the squelch knob off that, then you're manually controlling it. Go back down and line up the squelch there with the automatic squelch control. That is how you do that. You can see also if you hold down the mode button here, that is how you get to PA. There you go. Now you're in PA function and release. This is also memory channel 1. Okay, and then to access memory channels, you would, this is the memory channel function. You can click that, and then I believe you just click whichever memory channel you have set to go to that memory channel. So you click this and this, and then whichever memory channel you want to hit. We haven't set those yet. Also, hold this down, and that's how you can set your CTC, SS, or DCS codes. One really cool thing about this radio, and this is a function people have been asking for a long time. Generally speaking, on CB, it's public communication. If somebody's on your channel, they can hear you. Now you can add tones, so if you want to have, private chat with whether it's your work crew or, farmhands, whoever, if you guys want to chat privately, you can set up these codes and you can do that so you're not always broadcasting in public. Next function is scan and dual watch. Also, skip scan is a feature on this radio, so you can hit scan and the radio will start scanning channels. I do not have an antenna hooked up to this as of now. Obviously, we're right here, just in the studio, so that's not hooked up, but scan, dual watch, and skip scan. What skip scan is while you're scanning, if there's a channel, let's say there's a lot of chatter on it, somebody you don't want to listen to, maybe somebody's broadcasting something you don't want to hear, then you can select that channel, and then when you're scanning, it will skip that channel. All right, next we have our noise filters. So this is pretty cool. You have A&L, noise blanker, and then you also have high cut, and you hold it down to turn on high cut. You can see high cut on the screen there was already on. Now it's off. Hold it back down. You can literally have high cut, A&L, and noise blanker all on at the same time, just really reducing any noise that you're getting through the system and keeping less static and keeping those comms nice and clean. Emergency channels set up here, 9 and 19. Hold it down to control RF gain and mic gain as well. Oop. And then RF gain, I believe. Oop. Trying to remember which. I thought, yeah, there it is, the channel button. So it was turned all the way up there. That's how you control your RF gain. Monitor for different channels you want to monitor. There's your Vox settings there. Switching between CB and weather. Also your weather alert by holding this button down. NRC, just again keeping that transmission nice and clean. And then if you guys want to get into the menu on this radio, of course up here you can hold this down to lock, TB for your talkback, and then here you can push and hold this, and then you can get into your menu on the radio. So push and hold the channel button here. So you have dimmer, you have your different colors. Once you're on a color, you can just click this once to then change the colors. I'll cycle through these for you guys really quick so you can see those. Go back to green, and then another press sets it. Here's your dimmer settings. Again, single press. So if you're driving at night, you don't want this too bright, turn it down, or driving in the day, you can turn that all the way up. Put it back to 6 here, and let's just continue to go through. Tone, key beep, you can turn it off if you don't like that. Now we don't have it on. I actually kind of like, that's our Roger beep. I moved to the other one. Let's go back to key beep. I kind of like having that on for now for showing this. All right, Roger beep, scan mode, channel scans, or I think that might be frequency. I'm not quite sure. Scan type, just how long I think you want it to hang out. on every channel. Scan, skip, this is where you set that. A PA setting, you can actually toggle some PA settings, which is nice. And I'll just go through. Here's a code set for your CT, CSS, and DCS codes. Emergency channels, you can actually change between channels 9 and 19. So there's your emergency 1 channel. You can actually change those, but we're just going to leave them for now. Dual watch channels there. You can set what channels are on dual watch. All right. SWR protection at 3, of course, you'll get alerts there. Volt protection, if for some reason your the voltage of your radio went over 16 volts, you'd be getting warnings as well. And of course, reset all. So, and then over here, of course, you can see on the mic, I'll just go ahead and pop this off real quick. Oops. And one nice thing, let's just take a look at the screen. So, you know, this one, you see your RF gains turned to max. This is gonna, give us an SWR warning because there's no antenna hooked up, but you can see RF power on there and all that good stuff. Automatic squelch is on, which mode you're in, emergency channels, and then of course you have your nice big 6-digit frequency counter. And of course, on top of the microphone are your channel buttons. See if we can get that in focus. You guys get the idea. That about does it for the functions on the President George. Thanks for sticking with me as we went through all the specifics on the new President George FCC radio. We're really excited about this. I'll be using this radio as my home base unit, and I think that if you are a radio enthusiast, or if you're just looking for a mobile radio that has all the bells and whistles, this is going to be the ideal unit for you. If you've enjoyed all the information we've shared, we would love to have a shot at your business at rightchannelradios.com.